It's Christmas Eve. I've tried to make this video a few times, and I've run into some snags, like real-time censorship. Interesting. Today's video is all about people on the naughty list. And I'm going to go through increasingly naughty people as I go through this list. You're going to have to stick around. I'm not going to give you a preview, but it gets pretty naughty. But first up, you can help me out by engaging with this video, liking, following, sharing, commenting. All the engagement helps my algorithm. Let's get started. Yeah, first up, Bank of Canada. Bank of Canada's on the naughty list because it can't tell if the next rate move will be a hike or a cut. Really. Gold is at a record high. When gold does what it's doing right now, it foreshadows really bad things in the short term. So there's the foreshadowing of bad things. There's every sign possible that the global economy is shit. And they don't know whether they should try and slow the economy down or speed it up. Really. They get paid to know this. So they're on the naughty list. They're the least naughty. From here on, it gets really bad. All right, let's talk about this Venezuela conflict. China has condemned Trump's Venezuela blockade, but it may also see some upside to a new era of gunboat diplomacy. Yeah, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. If Trump can do this, China's going to do it too. Why is China so upset? Well, U.S. forces cut off Chinese oil supply with armed takeover of large tanker near Barbados. Who was the first person to tell you this was about oil and China and keeping oil away from China? This guy. Meanwhile, in Venezuela passes law enacting harsh penalties for supporters of U.S. blockade. What? There's people in Venezuela supporting the blockade? Yeah, there is. See, Venezuela seeks to protect the national economy and avoid the erosion of living standards for the population. Just so you know, this is the first time I've read that without laughing out loud. See, when this government came into power in 2003, the first thing they did was eradicate unions. They replaced them with a government-backed union. Why would they do that? Well, see, unions fight for your wages and making sure you get paid enough to cover the cost of living. So they replaced regular unions with a government-backed union that did the exact opposite. These figures are accurate. Average salary, $23 a month. Minimum wage, $7.70 a month. And still, they're supporters of the government because there's a bunch of people, not very bright, who think that if you get paid less, it keeps the prices down. Yeah, spoiler alert, the price for stuff in Venezuela is exactly the same as it is here. Actually, it's more in many cases. How do people pay for that stuff when they don't have any money? Corruption. That's how. Now, you may be thinking that something has to be cheap, like housing. And yes, housing is cheap. One-bedroom apartment is $300 to $800 a month, or you can get a more affordable one from $150 to $300 a month. But when you're making $20, $300, that's a lot of money. Yeah, so everyone involved, extremely naughty. I'm really hoping it's the worst possible outcome for everyone. Lastly, journalists, specifically the outlets. Who cares if he was on a plane? Being on a plane is not illegal. This, however, incredibly shocking. We don't want to know about this? What is this? This is a report filed to the FBI by a victim who was 13 in 1984. And her uncle trafficked her to that guy. She was also pregnant. And after she gave birth, her uncle and that guy got on a boat in Lake Michigan with the newborn baby into Lake Michigan. No one wants to ask questions about this? How many years do we have to deal with Hunter Biden's laptop? Oh, that story was everywhere. This? Nowhere? No balls whatsoever? Not even a little bit? You're worried about whether he was on a plane? Really? Like I said, varying degrees of naughty. I'm hoping that 2026, specifically, brings a correction, a proportional correction to those on 2025's naughty list.